Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. I'm going to start working on the NSU today. I contacted the guy that I made the trade with, and it turns out that he actually found most of the stuff that I'm missing, so I really don't need to buy a lot for this one, and that's great. But today I hope to take the engine apart as much as possible so I can check it out and get ready to change those bearings and the oil seals and all that. And then by using this flywheel puller, we should be able to take this one out. There we go. And then let's remove this timing plate. And remember, I'm not actually going to do a lot of work to this engine. I don't expect to do a lot of work to this engine other than changing all the bearings and the oil seals, which means that I have to take everything apart. But apparently this engine was running okay before that. It was just those bearings, so I'm not really going to do a lot of measuring and all that, because I expect it to be all right. That's my hope, at least. The thread on this crank is not very good though, and it's really thin already, so cutting it down a notch would be difficult. Well, I'm going to just try to cut that up a little bit, and hopefully it will be okay. And then we have a little nut on this side that I'm gonna take off. Not really sure what this is. It could be stupid to take off right now. I don't know what it is holding on to on the inside. I really don't know, but we'll see. We'll find out. Or maybe not, because this is just turning around. So we're just gonna leave that be for now. Do that later. Can we open up this? Yep. This must be the oil filler plug. Maybe it would be a good idea to now check and drain the oil. Well, I don't really know where we're going to do that. I'm just going to take this out and try to pour it out. Yep, there's oil in it. And then let's flip it to the other side, where we have some different stuff that we need to take off. $17 maybe. Yep. I think we need some kind of puller to take this off. It would be best with something that grabs it right here. But I don't think I have anything that can do that. But I do have one of these. Maybe that can do the trick. I'm gonna apply some heat. I wouldn't do this if I was not going to change the oil seals, because the oil seal behind this will take damage from the heating, most likely. But I'll try. Like that. And then maybe not touching it with my hands. Like so. Over there. As you can see here, we have an oil seal with a rubber thing in here. Actually, it doesn't seem to have been damaged from the heat, but this is the reason why heat is not a good idea unless you're changing these things, because you could melt it. It actually seems in okay condition. Anyway, I'm going to change it. Next up, I would like to remove this We can do that by removing these locking things. Like that. Next up, I'm just going to zip off all the nuts and stuff. So I guess the two halves are now not supposed to be stuck together. So let's see if we can pry them apart. I'm prying very gently with a screwdriver because there are some dowels that are really a snug fit. But I don't want to damage the casing because then it will not seal. There we go. I think it's coming apart now. Like this. And here we have the first bearing that we're going to change. I'm not sure that it's possible to hear. But it is sounding a little bit noisy. So I think it would be good to change that. I love the look of these kinds of parts. We'll have to clean everything up. Good and nice in here. But right now it's all about taking it apart. Okay, so this nut back here that was spinning is not supposed to be spinning because it's turning around in there, which is not ideal, I think. I have to grab a hold of it somehow, maybe by removing this. So I had to do something that I don't really like to do and look in a manual. If you know me, you know that I like to just figure stuff out myself, but very often that also means that I damage stuff. For this, I'm supposed to be able to take it off like this and use a metal strip on each side to not damage the crank casing. At the same time, I think I have to push in on the locking thing right there. It's really difficult, this part. I'm not really sure how this circlip system is working, gotta say. It's coming, but it's very slowly. Ah, there we go. A bit of damage down here. Nothing too bad, but I would like to just smooth it out before I reassemble. Next up, I need something to decompress this, so I can remove this. And I think I can use my valve decompression tool for that, actually, if I'm lucky. The question is if I can fit a socket down there. That will be slightly difficult, I think. 14 seems to just be the size where the socket goes thicker. But this one actually fits. But I cannot get a socket on that one. Now with it loose, I can just use the screwdriver. This is really a unprofessional way of doing this, but remember, I am not a professional, so this is exactly how I am supposed to do this kind of stuff, to be honest. So there you go. I think that is the nut all the way out. Now I'm going to release the tension, and I really don't know how much tension is actually on this, so it could be exciting. Oh, that wasn't that bad. That's not going to be too difficult to get back on, at least. Oops. Palkele. This is the spring that I was worried about, and I think that worry is correct because it is no longer the right shape. And I doubt that I can just stretch it out into the right shape, because I think it will fatigue from that. So I think I need a new one of these. I'm sure there are easier ways to do it than what I have done. I'm also sure that some of the methods that I have been using are completely wrong and actually damaging, because I have some scuffing up here and that's not perfect. But actually, the manual states to do the thing that I did. I didn't like it though. But let's the teardown continue. Now we can grab a hold of that. Was that an 11? No. Numero 10. Yes. On both sides. Yes. And then we need 2 number 10s then. One to keep it steady and one to turn it. Yes. So let's try to do that now. Yes. Haha, that's so easy. So now the clutch assembly should, yeah, that's loose as well. I wonder if we can take the entire bunch off, or we need to take it off in stages. I don't know anything about that. Like that. And then all the clutch plates. Nice little clutch we have here. Then we have a really tiny circlip down there. Come on. Oop. Got a washer that fell down in there. That I'm pretty sure is supposed to be right there. It was. So I'm just gonna reassemble what I can to just make it a bit easier when I go to reassemble all this stuff. Assembly. I love taking stuff like this apart. The smell and the colors and the... Oh, it's just so nice. Then the crankshaft should come out with a gentle tap from the other side. Like that. And the bearing is stuck. Oh, this is the bearing that is worn. That's the worst one. We need to figure out why this is so cooked, because this has been incredibly hot. I need to make sure. Oh yeah, I think I can see the reason. This oil seal is pushed in too far. I think because it is sealing up this hole. So when the bearing is sitting there, it will seal up. At least I think so. And then it won't get any lubrication in that bearing. So I think I'll have to check how that is supposed to sit, because there's no doubt about the fact that this bearing has been incredibly hot. Maybe it should have just been pushed a bit further in, actually. Like that. If it was sitting... No, I don't think so. Maybe the bearing just started to spin, because it's not supposed to be this easy to remove. So hopefully it's the bearing that is worn, and it looks to be, and not the crankshaft. We'll see, but something needs to be done about that. The crank assembly itself seems pretty nice. There's no play in that. The thread on this one though is not ideal, but I hope it will just do. I'm not gonna change the crank for that. If I don't have to, I mean. So yeah. But this is the engine all apart. Next step and next video will be changing the bearings and the oil seals and all that. I think it would be wise to heat up the casings in an oven or something like that, or with a blowtorch, and take the bearings out that way, because otherwise I think I will end up damaging the bores and make them not tight enough. So that I will do. But this is the bearing that is causing all the fuss. There's no doubt about that. That's not a nice sounding bearing. So this is it. The engine is now apart. It came apart easier than I was expecting, but that clutch assembly, that was a struggle. That was really a struggle. If you're ever going to do this job, I would highly advise to just skip that if you can do it. If you can go and grab that bolt on the backside, and I think you can, I would skip messing with that clutch assembly altogether. But of course, if you want to change all bearings, it won't be possible. You will have to remove it. At least if you want to change this bearing over here. On mine, I could maybe have just used that, but this one, oh. It's not very good. Thank you for watching. Remember, this is not a guide. I'm not a professional. This was the first time I took apart this kind of engine. I don't think I really wrecked anything too major. I do believe I need to see if I can find another clip for this one. I could maybe try to heat it up and bend it back into shape. This is just the retainer clip for the clutch release mechanism. But yeah. This is all for now. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.